Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. You are watching StarLadder Star Series, and we are of course on day 25 out of 29 days, and we have ourselves game 2 of 6, Mouse Sports versus QPAD. Now, for both of these teams, the chances to go to Kiev are kinda low, as in non-existent. Let's take a look at the scores. First of all, QPAD, as you can see, they are at quite the bottom of the list. Now, not entirely bottom, and that's good because of course, Aspera and 4th Seed are dropped out of Star Series automatically because, well, A, they're lowest 2 on the list, and B, of course, they're no longer existing. And also, SSD is disbanded. They are still playing out their game, so they can be counted as number 16-ish, kind of. And that means that there's only one team out of the teams remaining that will still have to play regulation matches. And for the moment, that is flip side. So QPAD is on the right side of those last two. But they still, of course, want to prove that they are getting better, and I think yesterday's games definitely were making a showing of that one. If you haven't checked out yesterday's QPAD games and you are a fan or you were a fan and you want to know if they can still have it, well, yesterday's games proved that they definitely still have it. We also have got ourselves Mouse Sports in this game. As you can see, Mouse Sports, they started the season out very strong. 5 wins, 8 losses now though, and that means that they have kind of fallen off in favor again. They were doing well, but then things started to be a bit more difficult for them. They're not going to go to Kiev. They're not going to end up in the bottom of the list yet. Who knows what can still happen. But these two teams, well, they're just the stakes are not that high for this match, and maybe we're gonna see that back in some of the more unusual pick, or maybe these two teams are gonna use this game to show that they are definitely worthy of their StarLadder position. And of course, for later on today, we have still got quite a few games that are very high stake, and it's good that we get a bit of a breather in between. I mean, of course, Sigma versus Power Rangers also was a very important match for Sigma to be in.
10 seconds remaining.
Afterwards, we're gonna have Sigma again after that time against Rockskiss, and then another breather with Mouse Sports versus the retry, and then Rockskiss versus Fnatic. And those two games, Rockskiss Sigma and Rockskiss Fnatic, are gonna be two of the blockbusters tonight. But let's focus on these two teams right here, Mouse Sports and QPAD Red Pandas. Of course, as you might have noticed already, I am solo casting for this one, but it doesn't mean that I'm entirely alone, as I am joined by a statsman. Music will be providing you with all the in-game information that you've ever wanted to know about the games, about the teams, about the heroes, items, and all that jazz. Mouse Sports so far, they've selected a Crystal Maiden and a Bristleback. I kind of like that. They've got the slow, they've got the Frostbite, Disable, and of course also the Bristleback, and that is a hero that just makes so much possible. Most of all, it makes diving possible, which is always something that we like seeing. We have on the side of QPAD a Mirana and an Elder Titan. Kind of surprising to see that Elder Titan made it through the banning phase, but then again, it's more surprising to see that the Alchemist is just completely ignored.
5 seconds remaining.
For now. I mean, of course, he can still be picked up, and he would still fit in quite a few lineups here. But yeah, interesting draft coming up from both teams, to be honest. Interesting bans, most importantly. Visage and Slark removed by QPAD. OD and Abaddon removed by Mouse Sports. And therefore, Bristleback, Elder Titan, and as I said, Alchemist all still in the pool. Let's take a look at what QPAD wants to be picking up after banning out the Kunkka here. We need 2 more picks, and of course, before the next banning phase, that is. The 2 picks, I mean, personally, I like the Venomancer, but you do need something, and with something I do mean a support, that can set up for the Mirana arrow. I mean, you don't normally need it all the time, obviously. You're gonna rely on some form of skill, to hit arrows. But yeah, Rubik is better for that. That will mean that is gonna be telekinesis into arrows, or at least potentially, depending on, of course, where things are going to get laned, because we have seen Mirana in different scenarios, as well as the Elder Titan, actually. Elder Titan, of course, a hero that we've seen mid before, we've seen off lane, we've actually seen him safe lane as well, so everything is still possible. Alchemist, there it is, picked up by Mouse Sports. Very happy probably that QPAD let it pass, let it slide. There is, of course, that unstable concoction, so that means that they do now have an actual solid stun. Of course, Crystal Maiden's Frostbite is not really an extra solid stun. She can still cast spells while in it. But yeah, and of course Alchemist and Bristleback both have that minus armor built in with the Acid Spray as well as the Nasal Go.
10 seconds remaining.
Which can ramp up quite high and can be very scary indeed for the targets that those two heroes decide on. As we have QPAD going into their
Reserve
bonus time as the only team so far. Mouse Sports not into bonus time. Mouse Sports apparently knows what they want and is just going for it. Well, I like that Mouse Sports banned out Bane and Shadow Demon. I mean, now those are two setup heroes from Mirana's Arrow, but I do like the Rubik pickup, I have to say. On the other side, if we look at the Mouse Sports lineup so far, the things that you can steal, I mean, it's all decent-ish. But it's not really all that strong. Not as big ultis that you want to steal. I mean, yeah, Unstable Concoction is great and all that, but it's not, I don't think it's enough for the moment. So I'm hoping that perhaps, or I'm hoping for QPAD that Mouse Sports is still going to pick up some big ultis. But Mouse Sports, of course, now know that there is a Rubik on the other side of the team, so they will be careful with that. And it's an Undying pickup by QPAD. Now that is one that I wasn't expecting to see. They ran it yesterday as well, I believe. Was it them? Well, we saw an Undying yesterday. That is at least the case. And to be honest, I kind of like the Undying in that one. He opens up a lot of fights because, I mean, the moment that he places his tombstone, you're either going to have to force it down or you have to run away, which both are not easy and both will take time and both will allow QPAD to set up for more.
5 seconds
yeah, kind of like it. Let's take a look at what Mouse Sports pick up last and if they're actually going to be going into their bonus time for it. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Needing a bit more time before knowing what they want to play here. To be honest, if you have an Undying, I mean, I normally like him, or I used to like him most as a hero that actually went for some farm. But we've seen him as support, and it has been working out, which is something that I find interesting. It could still be a farming Undying though. Have a Dazzle picked up with that, get some more extra armor there, and of course Dazzle, Elder Titan, you already have the natural order there from the Elder Titan, and then extra minus armor from the Dazzle Weave, that's pretty decent. And extra damage from the Shadow Weave on the zombies with the Tombstone. That's decent. I wouldn't mind seeing that one. We'll see if Mouse Sports allows it to go through though, and we'll see if QPAD actually wants to have it, because it does lock them into a fairly specific lineup, because if then that Undying does not work out, they're only going to be able to rely upon a Mirana, and even though Mirana is great and all, she's still a bit of a glass cannon, and Bristleback and Alchemist, two very tanky heroes already. And now with the Gyrocopter there as well. Yeah, that's not going to be an easy matchup, so I'm kind of thinking perhaps just put the Elder Titan or Mirana mid. Wow, that's an awkward ban.
Turn to ban.
They ban out Medusa. Now, I was not expecting that to happen, especially not with the Gyrocopter already picked up. The one hero that I'm still expecting to see on Mouse Sports is a solo mid hero, which, you know, potentially, of course, it is an Alchemist mid, but, you know, there's still a lot of different mid heroes. Puck, TA, Quap, Shadow Fiend, you name it, it's all still there. And, of course, Mouse Sports is going to be the one to be able to reactive pick. They have the last pick, so they will be able to react to whenever QPAD picks up last. There's one more ban is needed for Mouse Sports before they go again. And there goes the puck now removed.
Team pick.
Well, let's take a look. Are they gonna be all early game? Well, they're going to be securing themselves some late game as well with the last pick. Not that much time left. Only 3 seconds in their bonus time, which is very awkward.
10 seconds remaining.
Audio low? Nope. I did not change anything. And actually, if anything, it's louder.
Reserve time.
Night Stalker.
Yeah. Well, it is all early game, but at least it is a Night Stalker. Very aggressive early game hero, and personally I like this. I like this a lot. They do kind of have a clock on them though, because Mouse Sports, they definitely have the late game. They will have the late game going their way. However, their mid game is all going to be dependent on what they pick up last.
10 seconds.
Because their mid game is not all that strong.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's take a look what hero they want to place mid.
Reserve
And
time.
if that mid is going to be up against a Night Stalker or not, there's not entirely sure because QPAD has got multiple options here. Wow, Mad Rider it is, Bad Rider. He can be, of course, very active in the early game, and if he gets a decent decent timing on his Blink Dagger, but overall, I'm thinking that Night Stalker, I mean, he needs a lot less than the Bat Rider does. And apparently the stream audio is a bit lower than normal, which is surprising because I did turn it up slightly. Wonder what that button is for. Oh well. Let me just see if I can turn it up again a bit. See if I can help you with that. There, that should be better. Let me know if that is better, or if it's not better, or if it's worse, or if I'm now so loud that, you know, things are
10
bad.
seconds remaining.
Anyways, let's take a look as who is going to play what, as we are waiting for the last
5
hero to be
seconds
picked up on the
remaining.
side of QPAD. And we have an instant pause coming out, so that's the reason why. Okay, so, taking a look at Mouse Sports, they are of course on the dire side for this game. And they're playing with a stand-in, with only one stand-in though, compared to QPAD, that's a whole lot less than them. We do have ourselves Exist, he'll play the Bat Rider, he'll be on the mid lane, Rise, supporting on the Crystal Maiden. Skyzo will play the Gyrocopter, he'll be farming it up on that hero with Crit, supporting on the Alchemist, and Ace will be playing the Bristleback, and that is everybody of Mouse Sports. And now taking a look on the side of QPAD, they've got SLHG, a support, a player that we have seen standing in for QPAD quite a few times already. He plays the offlane for QPAD. We've got the Master of the Beal. I do believe this is Blue Banana, but I'm not entirely sure. Which would be weird, because Blue Banana, I actually thought I saw him, but Blue Banana normally plays carry, so that would be why it was weird. Durham will play the Undying as the only real hero that tags as QPAD. We have got Jun playing the Night Stalker, Masters of Dibble on the Rubik as said, and the Marana, played by Upper Cell CN. And that is everybody on the side of QPAD. And that means that we are, well, as far as my part concerns, ready to get this party going, get this game going. We're already delayed. And of course we want to make it back in time to make sure we see those high profile games later on today. Was the Night Stalker random? I don't think it wasn't random. There's no way to check that, by the way. There's no extra gold for randoming.
Missing middle.
But I don't think it was random, because it actually kind of fits. Well, let's take a look at who is playing where then, because we already saw who's playing what. We've got ourselves the trial lane, a safe trial lane. I do hope that these two are going to rotate around a bit, because otherwise it might be mighty boring. Do I want it to Twitch? No, I don't. Safe trial lane coming up for Mouse Sports also means that we're gonna just have a safe early game from them, and no surprise because they have the game, they have the team that is supposed to be making it safely through the early game, and then of course have that mid game under their control, and then get their items ramped up and start dominating the game in the mid game. For QPAD, well, they have a different story there. They are the team to be supposedly to be dominating the early game, and they're like snowball from that point onward, and make sure that Mouse is not gonna ever get their core items up and not gonna get their ball rolling, not gonna get that Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider, for example, because that's one of the key items that Mouse Sports is gonna aim to have early on. And I think that because of that, we're also gonna see quite a few oh, I can't play by myself, damn. Okay, well, quite a few neutral camps stacked. That's the one thing that I'm gonna be looking out for. Neutral camp stacked, because I'm thinking Mouse Sports, they need to give that Bad Rider a bit of an edge. It's not an easy mid lane for him. He should be able to get ahead, don't get me wrong. It is a Night Stalker after all. But he can't really shut down the Night Stalker, and that is going to be the problem. If that is indeed Night Stalker mid, yes it is. We do have a dual lane coming out from Arana and the Undying here on the top lane, with a dual lane between Rubik and the Elder Titan bottom. I do expect that Rubik could be rotating top. It's not the best aggressive trial that you can think of, but you know, I don't think he's needed against that Bristleback. Bristleback should be able to get farm anyway. Get levels anyway. A lot of Titans should be able to get everything as well. So we'll see. We'll take a look later on as we first have got ourselves well, a bit of testing the waters, if you will. And look at this. Both teams missed their block. Now there is a favorite here, because obviously the range creep dies faster than the melee creep, and therefore QPAD will have a better block. No, they only let a range creep through, not a melee one. So that is decent for them right there. In the meantime, in his bottom lane, Rubik is indeed not here. He can of course stack and pull as well, and that is definitely something that I am expecting to see happen, and it can be helping keep the lane in check here. I'm not sure how much it will shut down Ace though. He is going to be having a decent time, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe Rubik is needed top, because they're not going to be able to shut down the gyrocopter with just the two of them. And I do think that Durham, I mean, an Undying does need levels, not just farm. And if he doesn't get farm because he's support, well, better give him some levels somewhere. And, you know, off lanes are not known for their high amount of farm or levels. Some main stacking and killing in the jungle. Not really doing anything yet for that Bad Rider or Gyrocopter for that matter. Both heroes, of course, very decent in taking down stacks. And I would really like to see the support setting things up for that Bad Rider, because as said, that's going to be the tempo decider on mouse sports, and it's going to take him longer to get online compared to the Night Stalker, who's their tempo controller in turn. So that it's going to be a hero that we're going to keep an eye on. So far, of course, it's still daytime for a little while longer, as we do have Ace on the run, but he's got Bristleback, he's fine. He's not got anything to worry about at all. On top of that, he is free to spam his quills a bit if he wants to, because obviously there's a Crystal Maiden on the map, and that means that there is an aura. And that's going to help Ace out quite a bit here in terms of spam ability, if he wants it, if he thinks he needs it, of course. And he doesn't want to push the lane out all too far, so that's why you see him holding back so far, because he needs to be able to have the lane pushed towards his advantage, and make sure that, you know, he doesn't lose any experience because of the creep wave being all the way pushed out toward the enemy tower, and that's never good.
Denied.
It's also a lane we're gonna look at quite a lot. Skyzo versus Upper Stellan, Stand-in versus Stand-in. But yeah, this is a core, of course, carry core for mouse sports, and I kind of feel like this is the core of QPAD as well. I mean, Elder Titan is great and all that, but I'm not really all convinced about the carry potential on that one. We've got ourselves Mirada on 11 for 1 though, with the Gyrocopter sitting on 11 for 1 as well, so both are still even, which is something that in my opinion, should really happen, because Mousesports does have the upper hand here on the top lane. First of all, because it's a safe lane. Second, because it's a trial lane, potentially, of course, assuming that Crystal Maiden is going to be on the lane at some point. Crystal Maiden has been getting a lot of gold here, by the way. Look at this, sitting on 750 gold. Curious to see what Rice is going to build first, and if he doesn't want anything already. I mean, you know, new wards are in the map, on the store. Should be on in the store. No, 1 minute. My bad. Ooh. His bottom lane, forcing out a salve here on the Bristleback. And SLAG is forced back towards his tower as well, because of the pool, of course. The pool happening. He's gonna get some decent gold. In the meantime, on the top lane, that's gonna be a leap away. No first blood just yet, but Skyzo is very close towards a nice arrow dodge from Crit. Looks like Skyzo is gonna make it out. He has a salve as well. Crit, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. Durham, what are you doing? I guess Crit's gonna be okay. Durham is, Crit's not gonna be okay. Never mind. The DK, as in the DK. Well, that sounds a lot like DK, but DK is enough to get the kill. And the home missile won't get a return kill there. Nice first blood going the way of QPAD, Mouse Sports. Slightly abashed maybe by that one, but that's also, I mean, they're having a dual lane there. Can't really say anything more about that lane. And Rise, I actually am kind of scared that he is gonna go try to get a Midas real fast or something like that, which is You know, I don't really like it anymore. Let's just put it that way. We'll see though. In the meantime, Ace getting forced back again by a big wave of creeps, but he is not unhappy about that because this is all free experience to pick up. Might not get us in level 6 entirely from that, but he'll get very close. Very close indeed, and that's all going to be good for him. He's also getting a decent amount of farm, to be honest. 23 for 3 for an offlaner that has a support against him that is pulling and denying waves. And it's very good indeed. Especially considering he's 3rd highest on the map. In the meantime, Jun is in trouble. There's no frostbite anymore, but the Firefly is there, and that's enough damage with the 2 stacks of sticky nade bomb. Boom! Flame break to finish it off. Exist will take the first kill of the game on the side of Mouse Sports. The haste rune, of course, helping out with that for sure, and Rise obviously helping out. In the meantime, on the top lane, Crit. He's not gonna get arrowed. Rocket Barrage will be there. Durham will be the one to get picked off here, and all of a sudden, Mouse Sports 2 kills across the map.
Radiant's middle tower
Looking
is
solid.
under
This
attack.
Tombstone ain't got nothing on them. In the meantime, Bristleback, the solo off lane, yes, that's right, picks up a support kill by himself. And he's actually looking at another kill. He's gonna go for this. I mean, he's a Bristleback. He is gonna get a double kill. He is a solo off lane that just took down the entire dual lane of the enemy squad. Well, I would say Mouse Sports, they are very comfortable with the way this game is going so far. I mean, there's even a Night Stalker that has already popped his darkness, and you know, it's not the biggest deal in the game, but it does mean that, overall you normally want it to be more aggressive already. But where is he going to gank right now? I mean, the Bristleback is not going to be a good target. Top lane obviously has got some counter-fighting potential, and I'm kind of worried. Night Stalker is still coming in though. This is a not allowed to fail kind of gank. Tombstone gets put up as well. Crit already going for a stun, looking for a target. We'll find it up on the Mirana, most likely. Ends up stunning himself, but Mirana right next to him takes the kill with that as well. Crit will still get picked up though by the Rubik, as the Gyrocopter is already dead. Rise, Voided, Telekinesis dead as well, and that's something that QPAD really needed. They can't afford to lose that gank. If they lost that gank, they would have almost lost the game at the same goal, because obviously they need to be having this early game. I said at the start of the game, early game should be in the hands of QPAD. Mouseport should rule the later game, and if it's already starting off with Mouseport ruling the early game, well, then things are out of balance, and it will be very tough to come back from that. Leap forward, Exist, arrowed, killed, Starstorm to finish it off. That's going to be another kill. It's all of a sudden 5-5 action all over the map. 7 minutes in, 10 kills on the board. Elder Titan will get picked up bottom lane as well, with Crit rotating in. Bristleback with another kill, and Bristleback now on a killing spree. At least Mouseport make sure that they keep some advantage. Sorry for that sound. But I warned you for it already. But I need a drink. This normal drink though, don't worry.
middle tower is under attack.
Still PG 16, 12? I don't know. I don't curse, so I guess it's very low. I thought the tower hit was gonna hit it first before it hit the target. Oh well. Exist. Very close to his Blink Dagger. And that's something that he needs. They have been able to fight pretty decently already. But the Blink Dagger is going to allow him to fight more. Base. Not diving towers just yet. Too little creeps around there to tank up that tower. And he does have a ward right behind it, so he is planning to be even more aggressive. And also, of course, Alchemist still hanging around there, even though he did get scouted out. Oh, Exist, what are you doing, dude? Arrow will miss. The silence is still there, but the Firefly was already on, and Exist looks to be able to make it out. Moonlight Shadow, actually, they're gonna fight bottom. Or they want to try anyway. Crit's gonna end up stunning himself, and that might mean the go for QPAD. Yes, it does. Crit, he is gonna try to run from this, but won't be able to. Base, silenced up already, and arrow will be dodged. We hit on the creep, and that's gonna be at least Ace alive. 6 for 6. 3 heroes, 4 heroes rotating bottom on QPAD. But while this all is happening, I mean, they used 4 heroes to take down 1 support Alchemist. Mouseport, they're farming on the Gyrocopter top, who is getting a decent amount of farm. They're farming on the Batrider, who now has a Blink Dagger, and they might be able to get a kill here on the support Rubik, which indeed seems to be the case. One more hit needed. Nova, Rise, will not wait for Skyzo to take the kill, we'll just take it instead. 7 for 6 in favor of Mouse. And it is daytime once again, 7 AM. Night Stalker back to farming. We'll have to be patient for the next nighttime because his ult is on cooldown. And the next normal nighttime will only be about 4 minutes from now. As we have Mouse Sports already ended this game. Oh, he did. He did still go for a fast and a Midas. You know, in a game like this, like, I get it, you know? He wants to be able to take something late game as well. It's fair enough. But in a game like this, I personally would like to see some more aggression coming out from the supports, because you know you're going to have to deal with quite a bit of aggression early game. Oh, crit, he's smoked up. He's still going for this, looking for a stun target. We'll be able to throw it out on Durham, but Durham will be teleported out beforehand, and he's actually flying to top. And this stun will actually still hit, and it's enough to kill the Night Stalker. Holy crap! Night Stalker actually got killed off by the Alchemist. Durham, he's gonna try and run from this. Couple seconds sticky napalm, crit from the high ground again, looking for a stun. We'll find it as well. We'll allow Exist to take the kill. Still some zombies chasing him down, and it looks like that's gonna be enough to almost kill him off, especially with the Bill coming out as well. Flame Break coming out from the Bill as well. One more hit. No, not enough. In comes the Spirit, and he's walking right into it. Crit still going for the stun, going for the Rubik. He is not afraid though. He's gonna get some backup soon. Ace coming in. One more hit needed. That's gonna be indeed the Rubik. Points to death if he's not careful. Perhaps he can deny himself to some neutrals, but no can do. Bristleback with the kill. Now SLAG looking for a crit, but he won't be able to. He'll be able to teleport out. No such thing. Ace double kill. 6 stacks of Warpath. Well, that's no joke. No running away from that one. This game is starting to get slightly crazy. That stun from the bottom lane to the middle lane. I can't get over that one. Oh, Darkness. They want to go for the gyro. Well, at least that's something they can get. I do like the captions for the laughs. But, I mean, they need stuff like that. They need to be able to pick up those scores. And hopefully with that delayed game of Mouse Sports, because Mouse Sports are ready. They are still ahead. They're still solid. And I don't feel like they've even tried. Of course, Bad Rider has tried. Fair enough. But the rest, I mean, yeah. They can delay this. Night Stalker, it is daytime again, and his Darkness on cooldown. They will try and take down Rice, but Rice is just luring them further in. Crit, he's gonna look for a stun. He'll find it up on 2. Marana and Night Stalker, both in some trouble. There is a stun being charged up by the Rubik as well, though. Looking for a target. He'll find that out up and Exist, and Exist will be the first one to die here. Over to the second one, actually, with Marana dead as well. Rubik will get killed off by the Crystal Maiden. Freezing field, 3 for 1 in the end. Crystal Maiden not dying at all. As a tombstone still gets picked up. Night Stalker, Rubik, Marana all got brought down. They did not take a tower. They did not get anything else but that Bar Rider. And with that, they actually gave kills, I believe. Oh, that Gyrocopter didn't get a kill with that. Well, that's a shame for him. Did he not? No. Well, shame. Because he kind of could need that. Because, you know, he died twice. Which is not really all too good for him. Oh well, doesn't matter. Pretty decent. This Bristleback, by the way, I mean, this is an off-lane Bristleback who was alone versus 2, you know? Alone versus 2. He's by so far, and he doesn't even have a Midas. He's got 6 kills to his name. He's got 6 out of the 14 kills of his team and 1 assist as well. It is kind of disgusting. Skyzo getting arrowed and killed. No doubt about that one. Very nicely done, Exist. I think you might be a bit too trigger happy. He does have some people backing him up coming into play. Crit and Rise coming in. It might be too late for Exist though. He's taking a lot of damage here. Moonlight Shadow will keep everybody on Mouse Sports up as the Battle Rider will fly towards the high ground, but Rubik is actually chasing him down. Can't focus him though. That's the trouble right there. Rubik does not have the power to focus him because he doesn't have vision there either. Rise will end up going down. It will be a crit running for his life. This tombstone is hurting him though, and he will get arrowed and killed as well. 2 kills, 2 extra kills going the way of QPAD. They will still lose the Mirage. Oh, leap after the flame break. That's pretty neat. Touch the kill. Hello, Ace. Ace will come in and clean up. He's the cleanup crew right now. He might be able to get Night Stalker as well. Where are those nasal goos? Arrow will miss. Maybe Telekinesis will at least put him back. Looks like it's not forcing him back just yet, but it should, because they're already hiding behind their tower, and you know, there's just certain things that you still cannot do as a Bristleback. In the end, it's a 3-on-1 though. There's still, I mean, of course Gyro was the first one to get ganked, and then Crystal Maiden and Alchemist died as well as they came in to save Exist, and Exist still lived. But they still lost 3, all only for an Undying that Ace was able to pick up in the end. Ace, who seems to be Going for potentially a Haven's Halberd,
Dire's middle
which I wouldn't be
tower is
opposed
under
to.
attack.
Sanji Yasha might be an option for him as well though with that one. So yeah, I've got some people rotating top, looking to fight, looking to take down and maybe ace for the first time
Dire's
this
middle
game.
tower is under attack.
I do like Firefly on the Rubik. So obnoxious.
With honor.
Mirana gets picked up bottom. Lasso used for that one. And Mouse sports. Are they actually able to get a kill off the back of that one, or will they teleport in to defend their tower, which of course might be an option as well. There's a fortification if Mouse sports want to use it, they do.
Structures are fortified.
But no teleports incoming, so this is just delay of execution.
Dire's top tower has
Smart call.
fallen.
Especially since it's nighttime.
Radiant's
Can't really
bottom
expect to
tower
fight all
is
too
under
much, but at
attack.
least they'll take a tower in return for it, or
Radiant
should.
structures are
I don't think
fortified.
QPAD can fight this either, not with Ace hanging around there. It's too scary.
Radiant's
Too
bottom
scary
tower
indeed.
has fallen.
The hunt seems to be on with John and Durham. Going towards the middle lane, they will run past the ward though. So they are spotted, they are scouted. Skyzo, I mean, he is having a tough game. He doesn't find places to farm. Look at his net worth. He's sitting
Dire's
below
top
the
tower
Crystal
is
Maiden with that
under
hand of
attack.
Midas. 4 heroes smoked up of Mouse Sports coming in towards the mid lane, looking to wreak some havoc here. Where there are 3 taking down a tier 1 mid, and they're able to get that, and it looks like they're able to get out in time as well. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Blink Lasso, the tombstone is still up, but in comes the cold on Crit, still a lot of trouble. Pops his chemical rage, it will be already 3 dead. Bristleback. Holy crap. He got a double kill on that one, and I mean, how much did he actually do? Not really all that much. It was quite insane. I guess most damage was done by Skyzo already with the flat cannon and the call down, but that is pretty scary indeed. Mouse Sports are not taking a tower though, which is something that of course the QPAD did do, but they will be able to take Roshan with the medallion coming out from... Do they have one actually? They should. I thought I just... Yeah, there we go. Alchemist. He's already top though. 4 staffs and a blink dagger for the alchemist. 4 staffs of course for Skyzo, no surprise there.
To the Dire.
Not for Skyzo, wow. For Exist. But blink dagger for the alchemist, I like it. The initiation power is strong in that one, that's for sure. SLHC almost got his mechanism complete for his team. That is something that Mouse Sports seems to be having a bit of issues with, because who are they gonna have build the mechanism right now? Because apparently Rise wants to go for something spectacular. He does have the gold for it though. If he wants it, then he has it. Personally, I think that they need it, but perhaps they feel like they, in a team fight, are decent enough with the cooldown and the quills spraying around. Exist. Can he actually kill off the Night Stalker by himself? I doubt it. Yeah, he leaves. I don't blame him. It's too scary, too risky. Don't want to be throwing your life away, of course. Ace, Haven's Halberd for him, still by far the highest farmed hero on the map. I am impressed by his bristleback, I have to say that. $1,300 gold up on this Mirana. As it looks like QPAD is preparing for something big. They grouped up on 5 bottom.
Radiant's
Well, they
middle
will be
tower
having
is
their
under
bottom
attack.
tier 1 for or middle tier 1 force, and you know, taking a tier 1 bottom in return for it is not that big of a trade, especially not since the tower is already
Radiant's
dead,
middle
and
tower has fallen.
they might not even have the chance to take down this bottom tower because they might be dealing with the
Dire's
defense
bottom
coming out from
tower
Mouse
is
Sports. We'll
under
see though.
attack.
Ace is coming in from behind. He's still chasing down an illusion though. We'll see. Alchemist already charging up a stun. They're gonna go for this. Crit. Is he gonna find people blinking forward? Yes, he is gonna find people. Night Stalker gonna be the target. Lasso is there as well. The sentry boards up on plenty. Stomp coming out still for the Earth Splitter. Crit is actually the one to go down. Undying as well though. SLHC looking for targets, but will be forced back and will be taken down by Ace because there is just no way of stopping that guy apparently. Really? Blink forward. Rubik in some trouble. He does have a 4-step. Will 4-step towards the low ground, but Exist has got a 4-step too. Doesn't want to use it just yet though, as the homing missile will interrupt the teleport off the Mirana. Very nicely done. As Mirana herself will try to run away from this one. The TPF from Rubik is still there, but they know Mirana can't run. So they should be able to take him down. Oh, denied. And they did that themselves. I can't believe that happened. YOLO. Thank you, Exist. That's what Upper Cell says now. Thank you very much for that opportunity to get denied. Yep. That was nice of you. Very friendly. So that leads only 2 kills going the way of QPAD. Of course, Crit still died for all of that. But it's a worthy sacrifice. And of course, they keep their tier 1 tower as well, which was the goal of QPAD all along. Jesus, what is this? Rise Crystal Maiden. I mean, he's taking this hero and her Midas to the extreme, right? He's laying all the pressure of supports on the Alchemist, who has got decent farm, I have to say. But he's not buying anything. He's sitting almost on a gold for BKB. It's gonna help out Ace though. TP out from Master of Debril, and he should be able to get out. Yep. Stomp will slow down Ace as well, but we'll just. I was gonna say we'll just stop him from chasing down SLHG, but apparently that is not the case. Who cares about towers? Who cares about towers indeed? That's a kill right there! Ace! Stomps up again, but still not in trouble. In comes an Earth Splitter. Perhaps that's going to be enough, but Ace will be able to dodge it. Night Stalker now comes in. Now that should be cause to run away, but oh my god, he just stood under a tower for an age and just killed someone. That's how it's done. He's 11-0 for 4, so yes, he has been in 15 out of the 25 kills. Pretty decent indeed, as Rise is going to be caught out completely. Did just pick up a Necronomicon, so at least spend his gold. We'll walk into an arrow to die. As Ace, he'll be left alone. They know they shouldn't be able to chase the Bristleback, and they're very well aware of that one. As it looks like Ace is going to go for an Assault Cuirass. Nice item for him to have. In the meantime, top lane has got a bit of pressure going on for the rest of Mouseport. They've got 3 rotated here. Maybe looking at the tower, perhaps looking at forcing something out with Exist having his lasso up. And hello, that might be exactly what they were looking for. Down he goes. Night Stalker dead. Tombstone or not, he dies. Perhaps also Durham in some trouble. He's still running for after Crit, but Crit he should be fine actually by the looks of it. There's still going to be a stomp. Rocket Barrage still going to go up on the Rubik, but Rubik will live to save the day. It will be Durham that will be their target with the sun coming out on SLAG. That's another kill. That's going to be 3 dead here already on the top lane. Nobody taken in return. Tombstone is about to disappear, and that means that we are going to maybe see a tower go down. At least Rubik still has its prey, so the counter push is there slightly, but if it's going to be enough, I highly doubt it, especially with Grit trying to go for this. He still has a blink as well. He's going to go for this. The arrow will not hit though, but the Rocket Barrage will, and that's a kill right there. Skyzo taking up towers is his job. He doesn't mind it. Jump forward. Mirana is in trouble, but well, all this time, Mousesports has not been able to take down the tier 2 tower here, tier 1 rather, because of course tier 2 is still standing solid. I'm kind of scared though, for QPAD that is, because even though they have a decent, they can fight back. They've shown that, right? But they are getting further and further behind, and this is, I mean, especially look at the experience. 2700 or 27k experience in favor of Mousesports. Goldcraft 14k in their favor, and it's starting to amount to something that might be very difficult to come back to. Might be impossible to come back to, as Mirana will get picked up here. Nice lasso. Bit of a mislead coming out from her. Still Mousesports plays fairly slow, if you wanted to, if you want to call it that, as in they're not really taking that many buildings, or at least they're not laying that much pressure on buildings. They're more laying pressure on taking the kills, as apparently that is like Master of the Bill is asking for the Harry Potter spell, which aka is Firefly. He's gonna give it also apparently. Oh god, well, you know, that was asking for it. That was asking for it. Kind of funny. Sorry. At least he gave the Firefly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So is Caress ready on the bristleback?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
As expected.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
As the chat said, a Shiva's Guard would have been a good option as well, and he might actually still go for that. Oh, Lasso Durham is in trouble. Earthsplitter coming out though, and is actually hitting up on Ace. But in comes a cold on SLHC, won't be able to teleport out, and Durham is gonna die as well. Another 2 kills going away Mousesports, and GG Cold. I mean, why were they there was the question, of course, already. And a GG. Very dominating performance from Mousesports, and when the bristleback gets out of control that fast, that much, well, then there's not going to be an end to it. So that is going to be the end of the game, and that means that Mousesports and QPAD are going to make place of 2 new teams, and they're going to be Sigma and Rock's Kiss, both teams. They need to win this game. They kind of do. There's no other way. There is another way, that's for sure, but that will not only rely on the... Like, for now, they have their own faith in their hands. If they lose this game, they'll have to give the faith also to some other teams and hoping that they are going to lose instead. Well, we're going to see it in 10 minutes time. Sigma versus Rock's Kiss will be our next game coming up, so stick around. We'll be right back with more StarLadder action.